Hello, good afternoon. My name is Gabby Fernandez, and I will be going over discussion number 4. And the topic that I chose was about the muckraking. So I'm going to go over the general questions and then my responses to those questions. So the first part is consider the concept of muckraking. What is it? Is it a legitimate concept? Could modern media be considered muckraking? Why or why not? Give examples for modern media, and connect arguments back to the readings. So starting off first, muckraking is basically any person or group of writers, journalists that provide a journalistic account of political and economic corruptions in the US. So, as mentioned in the book, early um, individuals that wanted to protest or talk against certain issues, political issues that were going on and during that time, they basically did their investigations and wrote about it. I would say it is a legitimate concept because it allows readers to know what's really going on about certain topics that government, whether it's national or local, state, may want to keep under hush hush, or major corporations as well. So it openly targets the wrongdoers in the public eye, and it opens the eyes of many individuals as to what's really going on. A new age muckrakers are considered to be investigative reporters or writers during these times, authors. And a known current muckraker, I was looking at certain examples, and I found to be Ralph Nader, a very interesting choice, I would say, for me. So Ralph Nader is known for his for politics, for his writing, for his political activism and such. So back in 1965, he wrote a book called "Unsafe at Any Speed: The Design and Dangers of the American Automobile." And that book basically targeted how automobile companies had unsafe practices and whatnot. So, since the publish of his book that kind of exposed how certain automotive companies did constructed their vehicles, and how certain states or the nation in general had regulations in regards to automobiles. Since he wrote the book, there has been National Traffic and Motor Vehicle Safety Act of 1966 that was enacted. There has been seatbelt laws within 49 states, except for New Hampshire, I believe, that have been updated, and other road safety initiatives that are now in use in current times. Since then, he has had active involvement in consumer protection, environmentalism, and government reform causes. So yes, we know Ralph Nader as a presidential candidate many years ago. But what I found interesting about him was that specific little keynote about him writing that book in 1965, and all of a sudden there's changes within within the motor vehicle and automobile arena due to his expose, I guess you could say, regarding companies and automobiles. The book mentions on page 325 early individuals that were considered muckrakers and newspapers. So what was mentioned was the Chicago Daily News and the Chicago Tribune. They helped put out the problems of transportation, utilities, and pollution on the political agenda. So in a time where many people were not aware of how those areas worked or how it affected them on a daily, these two newspapers helped bring it to the light, let their readers know what was going on, and exposed companies, transportation companies, utility companies, and different companies that dealt with the aftermath of pollution, or those that weren't handling, so to speak. And those two newspapers were two of many during those times that opened the doors to what we now know as investigative journalism, reporters, writers that focus on exposing, for the good, certain companies, individuals, the government, in order to open the eyes of readers, of the audience, and to help form and shape a better, whether it's political agenda, a better transportation agenda, a better pollution agenda, but that's basically what they do. I agree with what they do. As I said, I believe it is a legitimate concept. They face some dangers while doing that, because by being an investigative reporter, journalist or writer, you tend to get caught in some situations where it might not be too convenient or safe. But if they're doing it in the name of exposing and in the name of good, then they walk into the situation knowing what could possibly happen and proceed. So those are my ideas, my responses on this discussion, and hope everyone has a great weekend, and until next time, bye.